Dear students, I am Avani Shankar, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Sadiq Fakir, Boys Degree College, Mithi, Tharparkar, Sindh. Today we have again the continuity of lectures of chapter number 7, first year class. The important term to be discussed today is the pH. So we have to check all aspects regarding pH, that how this word was introduced, and we have also the characteristic, the property of water during chemical activity, and later on in the second part we have to determine or calculate the pH or pOH, and sometime the hydrogen ion concentration or even hydroxide ion concentrations. So today we have to first introduce the term pH. As you know, pH, P small and H capital. That pH word, it is expressing to the power of hydrogen ion concentration. As you know, this word pH was introduced by Sorensen in 1909, and first we have to follow to the chemical behavior or the chemical activity of water. As you know, water as whole, it's a compound, its molecule is neutral. As earlier we discussed, the neutral molecules means molecules are always neutral, but during chemical activity it can act both acidic and basic character. During chemical activity, water will be dissociates during chemical activity into hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions, that is acidic and basic. So whenever the ratio of acidic and basic characters is equal, then we have a word to be term applied for that, it is neutral, and that we have to also call it amphoteric. So water, chemically it is neutral, means possess equal characters of acid and base. So we have to check how it can act as an acid or base during chemical activity, and later on we have to check the rest of the character of water. So in this chemical reaction, when we have first referred this mechanism, because again I can say mechanism is the soul of the system, means any chemical activity we can express it by mechanism. So we have that the structure of water, and in that we know the characteristics of what the part which are hydrogen and the oxygen, which are partial positive and negative. So when we have to put ammonia as one of the compound into water, then we have to follow how it can behave, how it can react. So as you know, the lone pair of nitrogen, this lone pair, it is first interacting to the partial positive part of water, that is proton, and within the water we are known that due to more electronegativity of the oxygen, this bond pair is more attracted towards oxygen, and that can create partial positive and negative. So right now, when this lone pair of nitrogen of ammonia, it is interacting to that the proton part of the water, then each time whenever we have any attraction during any chemical activity or even physical activity, we have release of energy, and that energy can help to shift this electron which is present in between oxygen and hydrogen, that we have to say a bond pair, and in that bond pair we have the electron shared mutually by the two atoms. But right now that sufficient energy which is released due to this interaction can help to pull out this electron, and that what can create a coordination, and that coordination we can show like that. We have such. This is a donor. Nitrogen is the donor of electron pair, and hydrogen of water, it is, is the acceptor, and we have to put what the symbol, the donor and acceptor. So donor we have always expressed it by positive, and we have the acceptor. And right now, after gaining one electron by the oxygen, we have to say oxygen after gaining one electron become -1, and we have also the part which is already linked covalently, and overall this ion is to be referred as hydroxide ion. So what happened right now in this chemical activity, we have to follow that water is the donor of proton. So when it is coordinating with ammonia, means it is donating proton, and as we are known that donors of protons are always called acids. And in another aspect of acid-base theory, the hydrogen of water, it is accepting the electron pair. That is what the lone pair in sharing. So acceptor of electron pair, in accordance to Lewis acid-base theory, the acceptor of electron pair, it is also to be referred as Lewis acid. So in both aspects we can say it is a donor of proton, it is acceptor of electron. So makes water, in their chemical activity as an acidic, and as a whole we have to say in this chemical chain water act as an acid. So right now we have to follow another example. In that we have again look into the structure of water. As this is water. Again the partial characters we have already known, and now in water if we have to put hydrochloric acid, another compound like this one, and in that hydrochloric acid we are also known the characters like this one. So right now in the structure of water you are known that it contain the oxygen part contain 2 lone pairs, and right now this hydrochloric acid, in that hydrogen is partial positive. So again this lone pair can interact, can attract, and that can also help to shift this pair which is already attracted towards chlorine or halogen. So what happened now in this regard, when interaction is created, release of energy, that can help to shift this electron, and hydrogen can easily coordinated with the oxygen of water. So right now in this case you look at that, we have already partial characters, and now coordination it is created, and in this case oxygen is the donor, so I have to put positive and negative with hydrogen. And as after gaining one electron by the chlorine, it is to be converted into chloride ion. So now again we have to check the character of water. So previously it was acidic when ammonia was added to a water, but now hydrochloric acid when added to a water, then we have to check that in this case what happened, the 2 lone pairs of oxygen of water, out of which one it is to be donated for sharing, and as in this case when oxygen of water is the donor of electron, so donor of electron in accordance to the acid-base theory, what we call that the Lewis base. So in this case water, it acts as what the basic character, while in the previous one that was acidic character. So right now we have to follow an other important chemical aspect which can also reflect the physical property of the water. As we are known that water is a weak electrolyte. Water is the weak electrolyte, means water can conduct current. When a current is to be passed, through a water, yes, it can hold that current. So now the reason behind that, how water can help to the passage of electricity. Most of the time students are following like that due to these partial characters over water and polar character of water. Within the molecule of the water, these polar characters can help to the conductance. No. Actually, when we have molecules of water, they are present in bulk. What happens? Within the water, the molecules of water, how they are behaving chemically. That's the most important part. So right now, if again I can draw structure to express the mechanism, in that again you have that follow to the same characters over water. We have the presence of two lone pairs. We have another water molecule, because in bulk of water we have many water molecules. They are physically linked, that is through hydrogen bond. But along with that, what happened within the molecules? What happened? We have to check. As already known, this bond pair is to be attracted within the molecule by the oxygen due to the high electronegativity, and we have the same case. But right now, when we have many water molecules, then what happened? This proton, or we have to say the partial part of water, it is interacted and attracted by the lone pair. So we have to follow. The interaction can release energy, but we have to think that this energy is sufficient to shift this electron and to acquire electron by the oxygen, because you know bond ultimately breaking and bond formation involved similar types of atom. But right now in this case, due to this lone pair which can have a more interaction, so we have slight increase in energy, as we can say it is released during this interaction, that can help to shift electron and to create a character within the bulk of water, as we can mention in this case like this one. Some of the molecules of water can donate proton and oxygen, the second part, you know, after gaining electron to be converted into this one. So what we have, picture created within the water. Ultimately, water with water it is reacting and can create, this is we called oxonium ion, and as we have a case of water, it is called hydronium ion. So in this hydronium ion, and we have the hydroxide ions. So that's the overall change it takes place, and these ions are created with a very low concentration, very low concentration. So these ions are ultimately responsible. These ions are ultimately the responsible to give passage of the to the electric current. Electricity is to be passed, and as we follow to the conductance of current, we have the measurement of conductance of current, that can tell that how much we have the concentration of the ions which can allow to the passage of electricity. So as we can mention, and we are known that Kw, that is our dissociation constant for water, and from that we can know that how much we have the concentration present of the ions like this one, and from the value
it is, we can say, minus 14. So dissociation constant of water, when water is, it is within the water, is to be ionized, and as per ionization ions are created, and those ions when can allow to the electric current, that is we have to say conductance created, and that conductance can also give the expression that how many ions are present within the water, that can give the characteristics to the water as what we call that conductor of electric current, as also we refer it as the electrolyte. So this value can tell that is very low concentration, means water, within the water is to be ionized, but ionization gives us the ions which can allow to the electric current, and from these ions we can say the dissociation constant of this polarity. So when we have this polarity, what do you mean by that? This concentration is very low, so that's why we have to say water is to be called as a weak electrolyte. And onward, when we have to follow to the next part, that it is called pH. So in that pH we have to express the important aspect as to be taken from this one. So I think so. So right now in the second part, when hydrogen and hydroxide ions are to be taken from this one, the previous activity. So again the dissociation constant, and we are taking it like that, and look at the ratio of the ions present, that is positive and negative. So we have that equal ratio. So from this one we have to write the word pH, and then we have to express or define it. So right now when we have the equal concentration of hydrogen ions, we can say, and we have the hydroxide ions, yes, and the dissociation constant of this, it is to be expressed like this one. As you know, when we have mentioned hydronium ion, it is also reflecting the concentration of hydrogen, because we can replace this with this one, because we have no difference between the two. So like that, and from the ratio that equal, we have the presence of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions are equal, like that. This is, we have to say like that. Then we can replace this OH by hydrogen. So right now hydrogen ion concentration into hydrogen ion concentration, that is double the product of two. It is now, we can say, equal to minus 14 molarity. And if we have to say overall hydrogen ion concentration by taking it in the square, and this is 14 molarity. And as you know, when we have to take the under root r of this one, that is concentration of one hydrogen ion, then it will be equal to minus 7 molar. That either we have to keep in a ratio the hydrogen ion or even hydroxide ion, then you can find the concentration of the both in terms of molarity. It will be 1 into 10 is power minus 7. So what pH is? Now from this pH we can define the term pH, what it is. In accordance to Sorensen, we can say it is, that is pH, it is reciprocal. It is of logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. So what I have to say, it is log of reciprocal of hydrogen ion concentration, or we can say it is negative. It is negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. So, in either way, it is log of reciprocal of hydrogen ion concentration. Sorry, it is log of, it is log, या logarithm of reciprocal of hydrogen ion concentration, that we have in the first one. We can mention it like that. It is log of reciprocal of hydrogen ion concentration, or we can also express in that way. It is what pH? It is negative log of hydrogen ion concentration, and it would be similar. It would be similar if we can express to the pH, because sometime if you are to be asked in that way, that how we can define to the pH, then again just to say like that, it is logarithm of reciprocal of hydroxide ion concentration. While in the second part, yes, we have to mention it. It is negative logarithm of hydroxide ion concentration. So just to replace this one, just what we have to replace the hydrogen ions by hydroxide to define the what we can say pH or pH. So that's we have the term, and in the next part we can go through the calculation as a numerical, that can also help you how we can determine if you are given certain concentrations of either acids or bases. That's all. Thank you.